few things here to try to turn their fortunes. Game number 1 of 4. We're underway in Greenville. Opening tip controlled by the Razorbacks. Their starting 5 features SEC all-freshman team member Saylor Poffenbarger. Samara Spencer is their number 2 scorer. Chrissy Carr's good shooter. And they get started right from the start. Michaela Daniels at the point. And Erin Barnum, second team all-conference selection. Hanson, Sarah Rose Smith, Mama Dembele at the point. Haley Troop, the 6-year senior. And Haley Frank, second team all-conference selection, the starting 5 for the Tigers. There is Dembele. Back out to Sarah Rose Smith, top rebounder for this Missouri team. Shot clock down to 7. Troop back outside to Hanson, who goes down, and the ball heads out of bounds. Hanson touched it last, and it'll be Arkansas basketball. Robin Pinchton in her 13th season as Missouri's head coach. They are at number 57 in the net. So as we talked about, they really need wins, multiple here, to make it to the NCAA tournament. Both teams over the 500 mark overall on the season. 17-12 for Missouri, 20-11 for Arkansas. And a turnover on Arkansas. Mike Neighbors' team does not turn the ball over very much, and a little bit of an eye roll because that was out of character here, as he's in his 6th season, of course, highlighted by that run to the championship game as a number 10 seed here at the SEC tournament 4 years ago.
Well, definitely an uncharacteristic turnover just a minute ago by Arkansas. Missouri, I think one of the things they're going to have to do, they're trying to figure out ways to get easier looks for Haley Frank, and that's a nice drive right there by Lauren Hanson. I think attacking the basket, getting more paint point, they got to make sure Haley Frank is not the only player that's in double digits.
This Missouri team, a veteran group, lots of minutes played over the last couple of years. Spencer has it denied by Hinton, who got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds.
But you looked at, for Missouri, one thing they are going to do is switch up defenses. We talked to Coach Pinson yesterday. She said, we know how Arkansas plays and how they want to play. We have to switch it up and make them think before they're going in.
Michaela Daniels wide open for a 3, won't go. And Sarah Rose Smith, averaging 6.5 rebounds a game, pulls it down. Here's Dembele, who's got some good speed. Well, she'll try it from outside and connect. Mama Dembele, just the 5th 3 she's made this year in 20 attempts.
Well, Mama Dembele, not necessarily a three-point shooter, only shooting 21% from that three-point line, but to step up with that confidence, that's great.
Frank and Sarah Rose Smith teaming up to try to deny Barnum, who is fouled.
Well, I love the pass right here. You see it, and when you see Barnum down low, you've got to deliver the ball, and she's done such a phenomenal job this season, just getting the ball around the basket. She knocked down that three-point or the free throw area jump shots. Just been really good.
One of the most improved players in the SEC this year, the redshirt senior from Little Rock, SEC second team selection. Last year battled injury, missed 10 games, averaged 7.5 points a game and 17 minutes a game this year, leading the team in scoring at 16 points a game and tied for the team lead in rebounding. Frank lost the handle on the spin, and here's Spencer. Arkansas will push off the turnover. Spencer's got it back. Excellent score and delivers.
Well, smart. Spencer just playing so well right now. 19 points in the last game against Texas A&M on Sunday. So she is feeling it. She's in her flow.
That was a victory, 78-65. Razorbacks never trailed to end their 3-game losing streak. 7 different players knocked down a 3 in that game. Easy take on the drive by Sarah Rose Smith for her first 2.
I like the pace of the game so far. They're up and down, and obviously Arkansas wants to run. They want to get up and down the floor. Missouri wants to play more of a half court, and Barnum down low again.
Erin Barnum with her first field goal. Going for 12 points in the win against Texas A&M. As Dembele will slow things down. 3 minutes into game 1 of 4 here in Greenville today.
Yeah, one of the things Brooke talked about is just for Arkansas tracking their first 10 shots, and we have not necessarily tracked it, but I can tell you what, Arkansas has been very efficient.
Hanson was fouled by Daniels. So Michaela Daniels, one of the most experienced players in the SEC, been a starter since the beginning of her freshman year. The senior from Maryland picks up the personal. Hansen. Try it from 2. No, there's Dembele on the glass, and a second chance here for Missouri.
Well, Missouri, this is what they want. They want to set their offense. They want to play, swing the ball around, and find the open players.
Dembele finds Sarah Rose Smith. She was in trouble. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Mama. Mama with the left hand comes up short. Haley Troop got it off, but didn't catch the iron, and it's a shot clock violation. Turnover for Missouri.
So that'll be the 3rd turnover for Mizzou, and they're trying to find their offense, trying to find that flow.
Missouri's last game, they lost to Florida regular season finale by 9, 61-52 to fall to 6-10 in the SEC. So they are the number 9 seed. Number 9 seed for the 2nd year in a row. The team they played in the SEC tournament last year, Arkansas. So if you think this has a familiar look to it, you would be correct. Daniels can't hit the 3. Arkansas won that matchup last year in overtime, so we talked about it at the top, that 8-9 game. It is a toss-up, and we expect that here today. Sailor Poffenbarger comes away with it for Arkansas. Chrissy Carr knocks down another 3. Excellent three-point shooter, a little bit better than 33%, and Missouri takes an early timeout with Arkansas on top by 4. Well, Arkansas living life on the bubble right now. We'll talk about their path and what they need to do when we come back to Greenville. The 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions, the official bank of the SEC.
Oh man, that's cool.
She's a little shy right now. She understands.
Shy. A car comes in.
Come on, yes!
Are you good?
I'm good at this.
A better time to get away with Erica's best warranty and up to 3 years. It's your journey. Own everything. Now's the time to get in. 0% APR financing plus 0 vehicles. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Time of year, we're on the bubble, but if we do make it into the tournament, I feel like we can showcase that we can make it past more than the first round.
Let's just win this thing and take the bubble away. You know, we've been to the finals before. We didn't get it done, but we know the path. So let's just eliminate all that and get that automatic win.
Anything can happen. You see upsets all the time during this time of year.
Well, the neighbors plan would be the preferred plan for Arkansas. Run the table, you get in. But you get a win here today, then the winner of this game plays South Carolina. You knock off the number 1 team, and then you should be a tournament team. But we'll see what happens. First 4 out, according to Charlie Cream in the latest bracketology. But a good start here for them against Missouri.
Well, Arkansas has done a great job. They've moved the ball. They found the open players. Chrissy Carr has hit 2 3s from the side. Shamar Spencer, players are coming off a really good game on Sunday. But I love how they are moving the ball. They're finding the open player. They're taking the shots that are given to them. Nothing has been forced so far.
4 of 6 from the field, prompting an early timeout from Mizzou. And here come the Tigers out of the timeout. They bring Ashton Judd into the game, member of the all-freshman team in the SEC, wearing number 24. Ooh, a breakdown by Arkansas defensively, and the easiest basket Lauren Hansen will get today.
Well, one of the things Coach Pinkston said yesterday about Haley Frank, we're going to use her more in these types of screens. If she can get open and we can loosen up the defense, or we allow a Missouri player, Lauren Hansen, right there with that wide open layup.
On the drive, Chrissy Carr off to a good start. She's got 8 out of the blocks, averaging better than 11 a game. And Barnum's going to get called for the foul as Dembele takes a tumble. Early timeout by Robin Princeton. Brooke, what was she talking about?
Slowing it down and looking right at Lauren Hansen and saying, hey, don't be so quick to come off those ball screens and stutter step. I need you to kind of drive with purpose. And you saw immediately out of that timeout, well drawn up play, and she had a wide open layup.
Yeah, exactly, Brooke, and that's something that they consistently talked about yesterday in their shoot-around is we got to take our time on these screens, use the screens, on ball, off ball, it doesn't matter. Make sure that the defense makes the decision.
Poffenbarger with the block for Arkansas. Good job by the freshman defensively, an excellent defender. Daniels will try a deep three.
You know, what's interesting, Eric, is you do realize that anybody on the floor right now, with the exception maybe of Aaron Barnum, can bring the ball up. And I think that's an important thing to look at for Arkansas.
Everybody can bring the ball up, and everybody can shoot three. That's the Arkansas way. 10-2 run here for the Razorbacks. Dembele with the kick to the corner. Hansen, excellent shooter, not this time. Barnum with the rebound, and Daniels with the push. Poffenbarger. Barnum. Travel. Second turnover on the Razorbacks, who averaged just 13 a game. Chrissy Carr off to a great start, 2 threes. Part of her 8 points so far. She'll head to the bench, and Samara Spencer will come back in. Riley Langerman had come into the game at the last dead ball. And also coming in for Arkansas, Jersey Wolfenbarger, sophomore from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Caitlin Gilbert into the game for Missouri. She'll run the point for the Tigers.
I think one of the things Missouri has to do is they got to figure out how to attack the basket and how to get better looks. I think Arkansas has done a great job of finding those open players. Might have been a quick shot right there by Lauren Hansen.
Last touch by Mizzou. It's Arkansas basketball up by 7 here in the opening minutes. Well, you know, if you're in a rivalry game like Mizzou and Arkansas is, and that rivalry has been one-sided 9 in a row, and you look at the scoreboard early, it's already 7-point lead for the team who's dominated that series. How does that weight kind of push down on your shoulders a little bit if you're Missouri and you knock that weight off as Haley Frank takes the charge?
Well, I think that right there is what you do. You got to dig in and play defense and make these get these extra possessions off of your defense. Your defense dictates and assists your offense, and I think that's one thing Missouri's not been able to do.
Erin Barnum just picked up her second personal foul, so she goes to the bench with 2. Troop will try a deep 3. Long rebound to Gilbert. And a reset to 20 on the shot clock. And a foul is called on Wolfenbarger. And Missouri got off to a great start, catch 3 for 3 from the field, but 1 for 8 since. And as a result, they've fallen behind by 7.
Well, but what I do like, one of the things I like Missouri doing is attacking the basket. But when you look at Arkansas, you look at the height out there, when you get around the basket, you got to look and see who's guarding you, find the extra player, move the ball around a little bit more.
Emery Ellis into the game for Arkansas. Gilbert thought about it, thought twice about it, wasn't going to think a third time about it, and knocks it down.
Well, her facial expression didn't change no matter what, through the first fake, the second fake, or whatnot.
Oh, Daniels muscles it up, and she'll earn a trip to the free throw line. Very good free throw shooter to shoot 2.
Well, I like this. Look at where Caitlin Gilbert is. You're right. She called for the screen. Nobody came. Said, you know what? I might as well just shoot it.
That's fine. If you're not going to come help me out, I'll do it on my
I got you.
Yeah, I'll do it on my own. I got it.
And Michaela Daniels has been a player. I feel like we've watched her since her freshman year.
We have.
And she has been great. I mean, even as a freshman, remember we talked about her maturity and what she brings, and she has grown. She's elevated into the leader that she is for this Razorback team.
And we thought we'd seen it all with Michaela, but this year we saw something that she said she hadn't done before, and that's a buzzer beater, a couple of steps inside of half court, the shot that we've seen plenty of times after Vanderbilt had tied it. Daniels came down to pull it out for Arkansas at home. Trip to the free throw line coming up here for Missouri after Wolfenbarger picked up her second personal foul, so she heads to the bench with 2. And Haley Troop's going to shoot a couple.
Well, you asked Eric, what makes Missouri stay in this game? That, getting to the free throw line.
Missouri, a very good free throw shooting team on the season, 3rd in the SEC. Speaking of the SEC, Monday SEC Network, Southern Hoops. Our documentary continues, a look at the year 2000 through 2011, which included, you know, I have a feeling Tennessee's women had a couple of championships in that decade too. Do you remember any of that? Lady Vol for life? I'm sure you do.
Lady Vol?
Just sounds different when you say it. Closing in on 2 minutes to go. Carr can't hit it, and Hanson's got the rebound.
See if Caitlin Gilbert will look for another shot attempt, and she doesn't. Haley Frank has yet to take a shot.
Well, part of the reason is who defends her, because Sailor Poffenbarger has just been an outstanding defender. Redshirt freshman, of course, started her career at UConn, transferred over to Arkansas last year, playing her first season, earned her spot on an all-freshman team this year. Just very hard worker on the glass and on defense, and she's going to make it tough for Haley Frank today, as she normally does, as we've seen this year. 90 seconds to go, first quarter. Poffenbarger, pass fake, drives, won't drop, but stays with it and earns contact as Mizzou gets called for the foul, trying to keep her off the glass. Coming into the game, we haven't seen Jayla Kelly in a while, has not played the last 3 games, so she'll bring some size into the post for Missouri.
And I'm sure they're happy to have her back, especially on the defensive end, another target down low.
Kelly gets a defensive rebound, and here comes Gilbert. Hanson. Well, Frank got free on the switch. Good fake. Makes the extra pass for the open shooter, and Troop buries the 3.
That's a great look by Haley Frank, but as she goes down, tripped over her own teammate.
Troop gets called for the foul. That will be her first.
Well, let's take another look at this. Lauren Hanson does a good job dragging the ball, taking 2 defenders. Haley Frank pump fake straight out to the corner. Haley Troop, a great three-point shooter on the side.
Much like we talked about watching Michaela Daniels since her freshman year, you can say the same thing about Haley Frank, who has been a fixture for Missouri during her time in Columbia.
Well, one of the things, too, with Haley Frank, she's gotten more physical down low. I think that's been the biggest thing as the years have passed, is her physicality. I feel like she used to get pushed down a lot. It would settle for a lot of three-pointers because she could shoot them. Now she's down low, she's posting, she's banging, making plays happen.
Fixture on the all-conference team in her time in Columbia, starting in her freshman year where she averaged 12 points a game. Always has been a very good three-point shooter. And Arkansas doing what they can to take her out of the game. She's on the bench right now. Ooh, Kelly with a nifty little move. Welcome back to the floor, Jayla Kelly.
When she slows down, sets her defense up, the one-on-one matchup is good for her because she can feel and use her body and feel where the defense is.
Missed the last 3 games with an injury, returning to the court. Now a turnover by Arkansas, and this is a great response by Missouri. They hit a lull midway through the first quarter. Remember, they went on a drought. They started the quarter 3 for 3 from the field. Currently, they're on a 3 for 3 from the field run. To take a lead at the end of one. That is off of Carr. 5.3 to go in the quarter.
Watch their screen, Eric. When they set their screen, they are being very intentional on staying an extra second longer.
And when you're playing against Missouri, you're going to have to deal with plenty of screening action, that motion offense. And in your opinion, they're locked in at this moment in what they're trying to do and how intentional they're being on the offensive end.
Well, you have to be. I mean, if you want to come out with a win, you know what you've been doing against this team has not worked. So one thing I'm sure in watching the film, and Coach Pinson said, we've added a couple of wrinkles here and there because Arkansas is familiar with how this Mizzou team plays. They've had to find different ways in screening, using the screen, trying to get more open looks for Haley Frank.
Foul on Ellis, her first personal. So Jayla Kelly, junior from Chesterfield, Missouri, went for 14 against Tennessee this season. Has an early 4 off the bench for Mizzou here today. Tigers will bring a little bit of pressure in the backcourt to try to slow down Michaela. That's her sweet spot right there, though. Maybe a step beyond where she did knock it down, but great finish by Missouri. They close the quarter on a 9-2 run and take a lead after one. They've had their way with Missouri. You talked about it at the very top of the telecast. Average margin of victory in the 2 games this year, 25 points in those 2 Arkansas wins. They've won 9 in a row. They thought maybe it was going to be easy here today.
Well, I don't think you ever come out and feel like a game is going to be easy, but you have to know that the game plans are going to change. The mindset is going to change. I think Mizzou, when you look at just the way they play, you look at Coach Pinson, she never feels like her team is at a disadvantage, and she's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that this team has the skill, they have the play sets that they need to succeed.
Spencer on the rebound. Off the Sarah Rose Smith miss. As we talked about before, 9 in a row in the series. 2 this year, 3 last year. Foul on Missouri. Kelly knocking down Chrissy Carr.
And for the post players that are out there watching this, Jayla Kelly, she did the right thing. She moved her feet. Her downfall in that last possession is she brought her hand down. If she would have kept her hand straight up and forced Chrissy Carr to make the shot over, the play would have kept going on, right? But she brought her hand down, forced the foul. Chrissy Carr did a great job of attacking her, and now she got the free throw line.
Sarah Rose Smith will head out. First foul on Kelly. And here is Chrissy Carr, double figures in that first quarter with 10 points. Carr played at Syracuse last season, Kansas State the 3 seasons prior. Late addition to this Arkansas team out of the transfer portal. 12 points, averaging nearly 12 points a game, so she is at her average. Haley Frank back into the game. Troop defended by Carr. Now Dembele tries to work with Kelly. Screen and roll. Kelly couldn't get it. Not done. Kayla Daniels is down for Arkansas, and Troop hits a 3, and play is stopped as Daniels is crawling off the court. You can see Daniels grabbing down for her right ankle. So let's take you back to the play. There's Daniels. Getting up to her feet right now. Let's see what happened. Let's watch that right ankle. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So Daniels is helped back to the locker room area.
I feel like Michaela Daniels, in the years that we've watched her, is such a tough player. We've seen her have injuries, go out, come back in.
Here's Spencer to Carr. So with Daniels out, what's the adjustment for Arkansas? As Carr needs no adjustments necessary for her, 14 points.
Well, I think the adjustment is everybody else has to step up. There's not one player that can fill the role that Michaela Daniels brings when it comes to leadership, but I think as a team, you have to focus.
Miriam Dowda with the block as Kelly went up with it, and here comes Carr. Carr pull-up 3. She is red hot here in Greenville. 17 points, 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Chrissy Carr came out ready to play today, and a lot of times we've seen teams struggle, especially their first game coming out, and I feel like Arkansas has come out. They hit the run. Mizzou kind of struggled early on, but they found their pace.
4 on the shot clock. Dembele will have to launch it. That's well off the mark, and Langerman has the rebound. Carr has scored the last 7 Arkansas points. Spencer tries to help out, can't do it. Spencer's the one who batted it around. Dowda now picked up by Frank. Dowda slow to get up. She's back behind the play. Kelly, perhaps that was forced in, knocked away, and Arkansas running back. Dowda back up and running right now.
That's Lingerman.
Poffenbarger's three, no good. Dowda looks fine, although she is grimacing a bit. And Chrissy Carr. Chrissy Carr show right now here in Greenville.
20 points in the second quarter right now. Chrissy Carr has been amazing. You talk about a player that came out with confidence. Let's take a look at these last couple of possessions. Chrissy Carr to the basket. Knocked it down, and of course, when you got hands down, man down, Carr for three. Arkansas up.
A better time to get away with Erica's best warranty and up to 3 years. It's your journey. Own everything. Now's the time to get in 0% APR financing plus 0 vehicles. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Metro offers MLS season pass customers.
Yep.
Every match? Oh, yeah.
Says it on the poster.
$25 now at Met.
Tournament right now, Steffi. It's a muscle car show. You already know. I love the three-point shooting from Chrissy Carr. Coming into this game, 297 career threes. She's well over 300 now. For Missouri, you got to know that, and you got to put a hand in her face.
6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. We talked about her numbers the last time these two teams met. She hit 5 threes. Send a double team at her, trap her, get her off the line. Don't help off of her. You have to find a way to slow her down.
South Carolina in the house, scouting everything you two just said. We'll see you at the half, guys. Back to you.
I like that. Taria Saxton doing a little scouting homework. Next level stuff for South Carolina. Chrissy Carr, been outstanding. 71 made threes this season coming into the game. So you know what she does. Missouri can't stop it right now.
Well, right now it's even harder because you are looking at a shooter that when you are locked in like that, she's already on a roll. It's hard to stop somebody that's already on a roll, but Chrissy Carr just continues to step up, knock down the shot. You see the graphic, like the point this season that she's had against Missouri, and I mean, like I said, hand down, man down. You've got to come up, you got to force her off the three-point line, get into her and make her dribble.
It's interesting to note, when Michaela Daniels went down with the injury, the score was 24-22 Missouri. So Carr has responded. She scored the last 12 points for Arkansas, but Daniels, their leader on the floor, goes out, and the team has responded in her absence to go on an 8-0 run.
Well, Coach Neighbor said yesterday, we are not a team that need one player to have 30-plus points. We need it to kind of balance out. And, of course, not to say that you don't want Chrissy Carr. The way she's playing is amazing.
Yeah. Chrissy Carr says, hold my Gatorade.
Keep talking, Coach. Keep talking.
Here's Riley Langerman. Dowda to Poffenbarger, spinning, but unable to score. Langerman, great job. Great hustle player, throws it off of the Missouri player, and it'll be Arkansas basketball.
When Langerman is in the game, one thing you know is she is going to be everywhere the ball is. She's like a ball magnet, but she does the small things that make such a big difference in the game. She's that player that doesn't mind getting dirty. She'll make all the dirty plays happen, and she doesn't mind not getting the ball. She's just like, I'm out here to get rebounds. I'm out here to control the offense, to do whatever it takes to make this team win.
Now driving and having it fall out of her hands and off her legs. She disputes it. And it'll be Missouri basketball. Game 1 of 2 of our Dayside doubleheader. Texas A&M with a win earlier here in Greenville yesterday. Here's Troop with a 3. They'll take on Mississippi State. About a half hour after the conclusion of this game. Here's Poffenbarger, determined to get to the basket again and again. It's off the mark. Here's Hansen.
Both teams attack mindset. Haley Frank finally gets an open look, and it's good.
Knocks it down. Frank with the 3. Career just shy of 43% from outside the arc. That's her first today.
And that just...
Ooh, Spencer, smooth take to the basket. Samara Spencer, second field goal.
Look at that speed right there, trying to catch up to Caitlin Gilbert. Does a good job. Lauren Hansen.
Hansen with the pull-up. She's got 6. The teams go back and forth. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Spencer can't get to three, and there's Langerman. Another good hustle play by Riley Langerman off to Poffenbarger. Knocked out of the hands of Carr. Turnover Arkansas, and then turnover Missouri. With what Brooke talked about before when talking about Lauren Hansen, I'm sure Robin Pynchon would say the same thing to your team, to her team. Slow. Take a breath. We're good.
Well, you like the pace, and I like the pace that they're playing at, up and down, but in that situation with so much going on, even when you look to pass, you passed it right back through the defense, like right. So you have to use your transition game if you're going to pass the ball up the floor.
So with Daniels out, Spencer running the show for Arkansas, and a traveling violation called on Dauda as she got tangled up with Ashton Judd. Seven turnovers for each team. Arkansas turned it over just 9 times in their regular season finale against Texas A&M. Gilbert with the kick. Judd with the three.
Yep, a nice driving kick. Caitlin Gilbert does such a good job because she can score, so she does a great job of setting up that play.
Both teams very good on three-point shooting, and the three-point shot has been a big part of their offense throughout the years, and that hasn't changed this year. Arkansas making on average 8 a game, that's second in the SEC. Missouri just under 8 a game, that's third in the SEC. Langerman coming back in as Carr and Dauda check out in a game tied at 32.
And Barnum back in the game as well. She's got 2 fouls, so Mike Neighbors knows he's taking a chance and having her out there, but you want to figure out a way to get her some looks, especially in the last 4 minutes before the half.
And no sign of Michaela Daniels, who turned her ankle and was taken back to the locker room area. She is not back on the bench. Shot clock down to 2. Langerman has to launch it and misses the iron. And it's another turnover for Arkansas.
Well, this is where Michaela Daniels, where you miss a player like that. She recognizes the shot clock as a point guard. That's your responsibility. You have to recognize where the shot clock is and make sure the shots are getting up.
Frank off the screen, steps into a three.
You knew at some point during the game there was going to be, the defense would loosen up a little bit. Saw 2 screeners go and get that look for Haley Frank.
Missouri with the run back, an 8-0 run for the Tigers. And a foul is called on Mizzou in the tangle in the paint.
Well, Haley Frank having to make sure she's the one. She set the screen right there. You see there are 2 screens. Gets her open, set up for her 3-point shot. Textbook right there, stepping into the shot, turning, facing the basket. Nice follow through.
Troop with the rebound, and Langerman gets called for the foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Arkansas. And the 2nd one on Langerman. Previous Missouri foul was on Judd, her 3rd, so she'll be on the bench for the rest of the half. Troop shut off by Barnum. Hansen defended by Spencer. Spencer with the rebound, and Kelly gets called for the foul.
Yeah, it's an unnecessary foul right there too, and Jayla Kelly knew that she was trying to get out of the way. That's going to be her 2nd foul.
Bit of a drought here for Arkansas, haven't scored in over 2.5 minutes. Gilbert, the one trying to stay stuck on Carr at the moment. Barnum trying to get around Kelly, playing with the 2 fouls, standing her ground. Missouri bench wanted a traveling violation, didn't get the call. Instead, it's a foul on Mizzou.
Well, it's interesting. I know Caitlin Gilbert is on playing Chrissy Carr really hard, but she's got 20 points. You got to figure out a way. And the hot hand is there. You got to get the ball in the hot hand.
Spencer at the line makes the first. Now, if you're going to join us here in Greenville for the SEC Women's Tournament this weekend, consider this your invitation. Tamika, extend the invitation.
Thank you.
Okay. If you're coming, Sunkist SEC Fanfare is this place to be. Live music, giveaways, games, and more this weekend at the Plaza here at Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Kelly finds Troop on the cut. Carr was ready for it, knocked it out of bounds. Substitution for Mizzou, Sarah Rose Smith will come in for Kelly. Dowda is coming in for Barnum for Arkansas.
Well, you don't want Barnum to pick up that third foul, especially the way the game is flowing.
There's Lauren Hansen, who buries a three. The three-point shooting is elite for Missouri right now. They have answered Chrissy Carr's hot shooting by going 8 for 15 from three as a team. Spencer knew that was down. A three by Samara Spencer.
Well, Samara Spencer, she shot the ball and turned around, started running down court. So you're right, she knew it was going in.
Final 90 seconds of the first half. Hansen. She'll try another three. Lauren Hansen a little too strong, and Spencer will let it go out of bounds. Arkansas basketball.
So what you see right now is Lauren Hansen and Haley Frank trying to figure out a way to play together and see if you can force some of the switches. If you get a switch, then you dive down low. Haley Frank gets that post up. But if not, you're trying to get those open looks from the top.
Missouri's largest lead, 4. Arkansas's largest lead, 7. This 8-9 matchup has gone back and forth. Carr has been the scoring star for the Razorbacks. 22 first half points for Chrissy Carr.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to her over and over and over again until that drought dries. But Chrissy Carr right now is so focused, so locked in.
DeBelle. Gilbert, little hesitation, dropped it down. Beautiful pass by Lauren Gilbert to Sarah Rose Smith.
Yeah, Caitlin Gilbert, great job. Heads up play right there.
Shot clock, game clock just about synced up, so Arkansas will hold for one and try to take a lead into the locker room at halftime. Spencer goes with 10. Spencer goes to the basket and scores. Double figures for Samara Spencer. Time for Gilbert across half court. Good if it goes. Entertaining first half here in the 8-9 game. Arkansas has the lead in a half that went back and forth. Team Brooke.
Coach Pinchon was talking about two things, slowing down offensively and speeding up defensively. They felt like they really needed to do a much better job catching Carr early on in the defense to make sure she just had tough time catching the ball. So they want to be more physical with her. And again, slowing down offensively, not going for the drive right after that first pass, but working second and third side to get a good shot.
All right, two things of note here, Brooke. Thank you very much. For Missouri, Caitlin Gilbert getting the start in the second half, and right away she finds the cutting Sarah Rose Smith. Gilbert was very good off the bench running the point. She was a plus 13 and plus minus in her 11 minutes on the floor. And on the other end, you saw it was Michaela Daniels taking the first shot of the second half. So Daniels is back. She does seem to be walking a little gingerly and is certainly not 100%. So we're going to have to watch how the point guard performs here after turning her ankle in the first half.
Well, Erin Barnum just went back to the bench, just picked up her third foul, so that's a big key to this as we watch this Arkansas team. So Michaela Daniels not at 100%. Erin Barnum now with 3 fouls. Other players have to step up.
Sarah Rose Smith puts Missouri back in front. You see what Spencer and Carr did teaming up to help Arkansas in that first half. Carr matching her season and Arkansas high with 22 in the first half. And she adds to it a new season high, 24 for Chrissy Carr. Her career high, by the way, 31. On the cut, Hansen for 2, and Missouri's offense clicking right now, and a player is hurt. It's Carr who's hurt for Arkansas.
Well, she came across that screen and looks like her hand got twisted.
So Carr trying to shake it out. She's going to go to the bench, and Riley Langerman will come in. So Carr, who's got 24 points, is going to go right down to the bench and get her right hand and wrist checked. Simone Rush is the athletic trainer for Arkansas. It's been very busy so far with Daniels. We saw Dowda get shaken up in the first half. And now Carr.
Look at this Missouri zone right now. It's open 2-3, and it's spread so wide. They're making it hard.
Tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Missouri basketball. You heard what Brooke said, right? Be faster on defense. Just be a little bit quicker. Okay, so Carr trying to shake it out. 24 points for her. And getting that right wrist taped up. That's the only thing slowing her down right now.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long she keeps that on. Haley Frank going to get stuck with a travel call right there. But let's look. The right side of your screen, left side coming around that screen, and it looks like she just got caught up.
That happens when Missouri's running their offense. You get caught up. He's going to come back into the game after getting taped up. Marie Ellis into the game. She apparently will play some extended minutes with Barnum in foul trouble. Langerman as well, trying to dribble through traffic, and Missouri gets a stop.
Langerman trying to take it in. 3 different players down there.
And just watching Michaela Daniels, she is not moving very well. She was back behind the play and fighting as best she could to try to keep up on the break there. So just trying to gut it through right now as Langerman checks out and Carr's back in.
I mean, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. This is a must-win game for Arkansas to look at the NCAA and look at their host based on what Charlie Cream said. So definitely every single player, every single possession matters. And I think more than anything, having Michaela Daniels on the court for Arkansas, they're just used to having her run the show, but they need her on the floor.
Interesting, though, in the first half, they were down by 2 when she left with the injury, and after that injury, Arkansas outscored Missouri 19-16. So you have to see how effective she is. Is she going to have a negative impact on the team? So we're going to take you back 2 plays when she was chasing the play here, and there she is on the right side of the screen. You can just see she cannot move quickly. Give her credit for fighting through it. She just picked up her second personal foul.
Well, as the flow of the second half goes and you get your momentum going, I think hopefully that flow and that energy will help her.
Troop defended by Carr. Hand off to Frank, shut off by Carr. Troop step back 3. Frank with an offensive rebound. Beautiful feed to Sarah Rose Smith, and there's Samara Spencer with the block. Daniels looks good on this push right here, and she'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
I told you it's all about the momentum.
She found that gear that was missing when we showed it earlier.
And there you go, look at Michaela Daniels, eyes up, looking, trying to see it. Says, I'm going to take it on my own. Lauren Hansen gets called for that foul.
Now, you've experienced it. Maybe you had some soreness or an injury, but when you think, oh, I have a chance to score here, the pain seems to go away, doesn't it?
Just being in the game, the pain goes away. I think this is something that you know tonight, today after this game, you might feel a little bit different, but then, you know, if you get the win, you got to come right back tomorrow.
You want to go through treatment for hours and hours tonight. That means you're playing tomorrow.
The alternative is not something I want to think about.
Inside of 7 to go, third quarter. But an entertaining opener here. Sarah Rose Smith What is Missouri doing so well running their offense here in the second half, Tamika, in your eyes?
They're setting screens. They spaced out the floor. You look at even their defense. Look at how wide their defense is. They are protecting the three-point line, knowing what Arkansas is really good at doing. So they're trying to protect the defense, that three-point line. Offensively, they're spacing the floor, setting some really good screens and using them.
Here's Carr. Let's see how she handles that taped up wrist. Spencer, wide open three. Won't drop. Daniels tried to keep it alive, and a traveling violation, so good job by Michaela Daniels. Disrupted things just enough to force the turnover on Mizzou.
All these extra possessions will add up as we get toward the end of the game, and really those 50-50 balls, those hustle plays, the little things that you do to make a difference, they show up in the stat. They don't show up in the stat sheet, but they definitely show up in the score.
Spencer threw it up, couldn't get it. Dauda on the offensive glass, and a trip to the free throw line coming for the freshman. Missouri led by one after one quarter. Arkansas led by one after the second quarter. And here is Dauda. Been a long road to recovery for the redshirt freshman from Bentonville. Was rehabbing an ACL tear last season, did not play. Averaging 11 minutes a game.
Well, she's been very efficient today so far. When she's been in the on the court, rather, it seems like she's made a difference on the defensive end, just being, using her height. Haley Frank steps up.
Haley Frank is 3 for 3 from outside the three-point line. Another 3 for Missouri. 9 on the game, and Carr answers back with a 2.
I don't know how you feel about this, Eric, but I think this game is going to go back and forth, but it's a lot of fun to watch, and I love watching good basketball.
Troop. Dauda comes to help Carr. Troop in the lane for a little bit. Plenty of time to shoot. Sarah Rose Smith in trouble. Flips it up with the left hand. She is having a great quarter. 8 third quarter points for Sarah Rose Smith. Tipped away by Troop. Picked up by Spencer. Poffenbarger on the drive. Her first points.
See the play getting set up. Mizzou taking their time, trying to swing it side to side, trying to find the open players.
Hansen. Stripped away by Daniels. Poffenbarger up ahead to Carr with Gilbert back. But Poffenbarger kept with the play and gets the putback.
I love how Poffenbarger kept going. Most of the time, some players ease up when they pass the ball ahead and think it's going to be a wide open layup. But you have to be prepared for if your teammate misses, somebody needs to be there.
Frank, another one. 4 for 4 for Haley Frank. Gilbert comes away. Gilbert all the way to the basket.
Attack mentality.
Timeout called by Arkansas. Missouri with their largest lead of the game. A game that has featured 6 ties and 15 lead changes. That's your kind of basketball, Tamika Catchings.
And you gotta love it. Chrissy Carr right there stepping up. But you see Haley Frank coming off the screen, knocking it down. It's good.
And Missouri, they met in the SEC tournament last year, a game that went to overtime. And we are in a tight one here in Greenville. 58-53, Mizzou. A close one. The 2 meetings in the regular season were not close, including the most recent meeting, which was a 61-33 win in Fayetteville for the Razorbacks. tight one here between Arkansas and Mizzou out of an Arkansas timeout. Brooke, what was Mike Neighbors telling his team?
Mike Neighbors was talking about staying close together. He said, listen, there's times in the season where we've been like this, and he had a circle, his hands in a circle, and he said, we've fractured ourselves. We have to come closer together than ever, play together, and really guard the three-point line better is really how he hit it. He said, Haley Frank is 4 of 4 on us. She's killing us.
Here's Poffenbarger. Off the car. Poffenbarger will try a three. Won't drop, and it's Frank with the rebound. 4th rebound to go along with 12 points for Haley Frank. Gilbert extended run at the 1 for Mizzou. Can't blame Robin Pinchon for going with this look, shooting 53% from the field. 7 on the shot clock. Sarah Rose Smith having an outstanding quarter, and we'll have a chance to add to it at the free throw line when we come back. Missouri on top by 5 over Arkansas here in Greenville.
There's never been a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted.
You know I didn't come to play.
With Amir's complimentary maintenance. Every mile at the Hyundai Getaway sales event and Getaway. Get payments for 90 days on select Hyundai.
Wow. Can you send me that? Sure.
Team of the country, the defending national champions. South Carolina undefeated. LSU, the number 2 seed, just 1 loss, and that was to South Carolina. Tennessee, the number 3 seed, played a tough schedule, 21 wins on the season. And Ole Miss, Angel Baker, and the Rebels, the number 4 seed. Outstanding team defensively, and they'll be on the floor tomorrow against the winner of Mississippi State, Texas A&M. South Carolina is in the building right now because they take on the winner of this game. So Aaliyah Boston, during the timeout, she and Kira Fletcher, teammate, there's Bree Beal. What do? You're at a game, you're gonna have a hot dog. And they've just been enjoying the popcorn, the hot dog. Well, I see the dog Staley's over my shoulder. I think she was eating some popcorn before. You're a fan, but you're also taking notes because you take on the winner of this game tomorrow at noon.
Well, yeah, you got to see what's going on ahead of you. And then obviously both teams playing really well. Mizzou, I mean, they've been shooting the ball lights out. Chrissy Carr has been a big part of this Arkansas offense along with Smith Spencer. But you've got to figure out already who are you going to play? What do they do differently today to prepare for the game tomorrow?
Sarah Rose Smith now with 9 points in the second half, 13 for the game. Poffenbarger, Spencer can't get the 3. Tipped by Judd and a rebound controlled by Mizzou. Mizzou in the second half to make it is 6 of 8 from the field. As a result, they have their largest lead of the game, on top by 6.
Well, they're also doing a good job on the defensive end. I mean, you saw Dowdle was the only Arkansas Razorback player in the paint going after the rebound. From Mizzou, on the other hand, they had 3 or 4 players locked in to getting bored.
Gilbert spinning, can't score, and Spencer's got the rebound. Here's Spencer on the push. Back out. Michaela Daniels for 3. There's Dowda on the offensive glass, but it's taken away. Up to Frank. Passes on the 3. Trying to reset, looking for a teammate. Poffenbarger knocked it down. It's Gilbert who's got it. Judd's got a 3 on the way, and she's got it.
So watch that ball just get passed around. Haley Frank once again all over the floor, and understand the value of those 50-50 hustle, 50-50 balls in the hustle play.
It's a 9-0 run to put Mizzou on top by 9. And a foul is called on Frank. So for Frank, that's 2. I was just going to ask you, when does Erin Barnum come into the game with their 3 fouls? And the answer is right now.
Now.
Barnum gets a touch, battling foul trouble, playing with 3. They look to it right away. Barnum had it knocked away.
I think the hard part about putting Erin Barnum in right now is obviously she has to be careful on the defensive end not to pick up her 4th foul. But even offensively, they got to figure out an easier way for her to get started so that she doesn't have to try to create her own play.
Here's Frank. Frank trying to work on Poffenbarger, who gets called for the foul. That'll be her second personal foul. So according to Charlie Cream, Arkansas with a net of 50, they are playing to stay alive for an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, but a win does not get them into the field of 68. Currently, they are in the first 4 out behind Oregon and West Virginia and Nebraska. Mike Neighbors put it very clearly to us yesterday. We lose, we say, thank you, been a good season. We had 20 wins. We're going to go to the WNIT and do the best we can. If we win, keep us in the conversation and then see what happens against South Carolina. But right now, they have been outscored by Mizzou here in this quarter, 24-12, and they're trailing by 11.
Well, this is Mizzou basketball. This is what we are used to seeing. And frankly, right now, Mizzou is outworking.
Big hoop from Carr. They needed that one. That ends the 11-0 run and brings Arkansas back within 8 catch.
Well, you got to put the ball in the hot hand. Chrissy Carr has been on fire since the first quarter. I'd go to her every time.
29 points, 10 of 13 from the field, 5 3-pointers for Carr. Final seconds, third quarter. Gilbert, who's gone the distance here, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Caitlin Gilbert as Spencer took the contact.
So Mizzou gonna throw on a full court press.
Spencer goes to work on Hansen. Spencer weaves through traffic. Haley Frank gets the block. Both teams in the bonus, so Missouri wants to defend without fouling right here. Dembele is going to get back into the game. She'll come in for Hansen. Plenty of time for Arkansas here. 3.7 to go. They go out top to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger has to launch from deep. Haley Troop. Hansen back in the game. Comes up short, and Dembele gets called for the personal foul. That'll be her first.
Dembele trying to be a little bit more aggressive, and I think that's one thing that Gilbert was doing, being aggressive, attacking the basket. She got a couple of rebounds, snuck in, made some possessions, made some defensive possessions, and I think that's Dembele trying to get things started up.
Daniels to Spencer. Back out top, Michaela Daniels sets for 3.
All of her shots have been short. She's got to use your leg a little bit more, get more lift.
If you're just joining us, Daniels took a nasty spill in the second quarter, turned her right ankle, went to the locker room, came out to start the third quarter, and by our view has not been able to perform to the level that she's used to, but she is gutting it out and grinding it out and staying connected to Lauren Hansen and made her work for that shot. Spencer. Hansen with a clean strip. Gets it back from Dembele, and now Spencer's down and hurt. Missouri had a golden opportunity there, put themselves back up by 10, unable to do it, and now our attention turns to Spencer. Foul on Hansen is her third.
Well, you see right here, Mama Dembele playing defense, but Spencer falls down. Mizzou able to get the steal, not able to get the finish. But Spencer's still down on the ground. She finally got back up and walking to the end of the bench.
Well, that's one of those moments, make a note of it. You're 2 on none. You miss out on an opportunity to go up by 10 again. Let's see how Missouri responds here. We're also going to keep an eye on Arkansas. Top of your screen, you can see Spencer heading down towards the locker room, and Arkansas, much like when Daniels went down with an injury, the rest of the team responds for Spencer now.
Well, Lingerman steps up, knocks down that 3. Talked about her earlier and just what she brings to the team. Haley Frank's not able to finish.
There's Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger all the way to the basket for 2 more, and the Razorbacks far from finished right now.
Immediately, you see a 5-point turn, that 3-pointer from Lingerman, 2-pointer by Poffenbarger. The energy is shifts every single time a player goes down.
8-0 run for Arkansas. Here's Troop. Frank. Gilbert. And Barnum's going to get called for her 4th personal foul.
What a frustrating day right now for Erin Barnum. She hasn't really had a chance to even get into a groove every time she gets on the floor. She's been in foul trouble since the first quarter, so we haven't really seen a lot of her.
So Barnum comes out with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Dowda back in. Hanson, big three-pointer. Missouri needed that after coming up empty after the turnover. Hanson delivers with the 3.
Well, these shot fakes are getting Arkansas up in the air a little bit too easy. That shot fake by Hanson, then she just stepped to the side, knocked down that shot.
Daniels to Poffenbarger. Steps inside for the 2. Langerman flying in to try to keep it alive for Arkansas, but it's Hanson who comes away. Gilbert to Troop. Through the hands of Gilbert. Sarah Rose Smith and Daniels fighting for it. Still fighting for it. And a foul's going to be called on Michaela Daniels. Looked like a 50-50 ball that the two were fighting for. Let's see if Daniels did something else. Let's take you back to the Hanson hoop.
And that shot fake right there, then a step to the side. Hanson just so good at that, left or right. She can go either direction, but just a great job. And
officials trying to keep the temperature cool here. We all know what happened yesterday with Kentucky and Florida. So that hotly contested 50-50 ball, Daniels and Sarah Rose Smith fighting for it. They don't want it to escalate beyond that. So Alicia Grinter just making sure, take a beat here. Everybody take a moment. Daniels with her 3rd foul. Gilbert with 4 on the shot clock. Frank has got to heave it up. Great job by Langerman. Arkansas gets a stop.
I think Langerman can realistically play every single position just the way she plays. That's going to be a charge. Haley Frank always steps up, sacrifices her body, and gets the charge.
Daniels picks up her 4th.
And Haley Frank just so good. I mean, look, she gets to the spot. She's standing there. Michaela Daniels, she has a good in-between game. So she has that 1-2 dribble pull-up, but in whatever sense right now, everybody trying to get to the basket, you got to get the best shot you can get.
All right, here's a key thing here. Spencer's out. Daniels stays on the floor with the 4 personal fouls. Still a lot of time to go in the 4th quarter. Skipped over to Gilbert. Gilbert with 4 on the shot clock. Gilbert with the reverse, no. Rebound for Arkansas's Poffenbarger. And that's going to be a foul on Dowda for Arkansas. Approaching 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
I just feel like Missouri is locked in defensively. They are finding those opportunities to just step up. You know, Dowda's running full-fledged down the floor trying to get to the basket and runs over a player. You just can't do that.
Well, there's a challenge right now for Arkansas. Spencer on the bench right now. Daniels not playing at 100% and playing with 4 fouls. Barnum on the bench with 4 fouls. Arkansas is trying to piece it together right now with players a little out of their accustomed roles perhaps, but they're hanging in there against Mizzou. They get the stop, down by 6. Dowda back to Carr, looks for more, and has got it. Chrissy Carr with a new career high, 32 points, and it's a 3-point game. Timeout called with 5:41 to go in the 4th.
Well, Chrissy Carr just doing such a great job. She's stepping up. You see it right here. Shot goes up, and it's in.
The 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by Regions, official bank of the SEC.
can't do anything. Can't sit or can't control your bowels. Can't be like a farm, sidearm, juke, blitz, butterfly. Can't sting like a bee. You're born the artist of your life, proving nothing is.
There's never been a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted.
You know I didn't come to play.
With Amir's complimentary maintenance. Every mile at the Hyundai Getaway sales event and Getaway. Get payments for 90 days on select Hyundai.
Right now on top of Arkansas, 67-64. Eric and Tamika back with you here at courtside. Okay, first Missouri, then Arkansas. Tell me big things that have to happen for these two teams.
Well, I think for Missouri, they need to stay in their offensive flow. They're doing a great job setting those screens, finding the open players. That's what they've done super well today. I think for Arkansas, one of the things, they got to take care of their possession. Chrissy Carr is obviously doing a great job. I put the ball in her hand, try to figure it out. You got players playing in different positions. Spencer is back on the floor, so that's a great thing for Arkansas. But once again, move the ball, find the open spots that I feel like they have not taken advantage of the mismatches even down low.
All right, so as you mentioned, Spencer is back after leaving with an injury a few moments ago. We'll keep an eye on her. She and Daniels both heading back to the locker room different times during this game here today for treatment. Gilbert, Sarah Rose Smith. Hansen waits for the Frank screen. Back out top, Sarah Rose Smith. Too strong for the three, and Poffenbarger's got the rebound. That's her seventh.
You see Arkansas slowed down the pace. They want to get a good possession. Whatever Coach Neighbors and his team drew up, they're going to get that open look.
It's the look for Daniels, and it's a three. Ten points for Michaela Daniels, playing with an injured ankle and playing with 4 fouls. Tie game at 67.
Well, this is the fun part. You get to 0-0 now. Now you're playing 5-minute games.
Gilbert. Frank on the turnaround is short. Arkansas gets another stop, and here they come with 4.5 to go. Poffenbarger opens for three. Too strong. She's had some good looks, just not dropping. 0 for 4 from outside the three-point line. On the feed inside, it's the freshman, too strong. Ashton Judd couldn't get it. And Arkansas dodges that one. Spencer sets for three. Rebound, and Dowda's got it, and a second chance here for the Razorbacks.
Well, both teams trying to find that open look, trying to get the ball. They got to see the ball go through the net.
Kicked by Gilbert. Daniels' three tied the game at 67.
Well, I like this look, the inside-out ball. Michaela Daniels set up on that left side. And you know, when you see the bench going crazy like that, that tied up the game at 67.
Daniels on the drive. Spencer can't get the three, but there's Dowda for the putback. That won't drop. Both teams have missed some bunnies here in the second half.
I think some of it, too, is the pace of the game. It's been up and down so far the whole game. So at the end of the game, you got to use your legs more. You got to lock in more. You got to stay focused.
Frank can't get it. Handed off to Spencer. Missouri in their last 13 possessions, 1 for 10 from the field with 3 turnovers. And Arkansas has the lead. Spencer and 1.
That transition game started right there. Samara Spencer finding the way all the way in. Caitlin Gilbert trying to release some space, but she gets locked in a little bit too much, and Spencer will go for the N1.
It is our 16th lead change of the game. And an offensive rebound. Poffenbarger, second chance here. Carr. Daniels, another open three. And another make for Michaela Daniels. Timeout, Missouri. 11-0 run for Arkansas. We saw Mizzou with the 11-0 run here in the second half. Now the Razorbacks have countered with an 11-0 run to go up by 5.
Well, when you play together as a team, this is what it looks like. You see Poffenbarger gets the rebound, he passes, Carr passes back to Poffenbarger, passes it to Spencer, who finds though open Michaela Daniels. When you move the ball like that, it's hard to guard. And we know what Arkansas can do. Every single player that is on the floor, with the exception maybe of Daughter, you want to shoot that three.
A reminder of what's at stake in the big picture. Of course, in the micro, advancing here in the SEC tournament. Big picture, Arkansas in that group of first 4 out. They need this game. They need a little bit more than that. Missouri needs to go on a run. But Mike Neighbors' team battling back, answering back here in the fourth quarter, outscoring Missouri 16-3 here in this fourth quarter.
And Barnum back in the game. So she had 4 fouls. You know, Michaela Daniels 4 fouls, Barnum 4 fouls.
Here's Haley Troop. She's going to get called for the travel.
That's not what Mizzou were doing when they had the lead. They were passing the ball. They were finding the open players. They were setting screens. Not a lot of dribbling.
Arkansas will slow things down. 2.5 to go in the fourth. Spencer.
Well, when you're looking for that right look, 6 seconds left on the shot clock, they got to find a good one.
Spencer will launch and make it 3. Samara Spencer left the game with an injury. She comes back to make it 3. Michaela Daniels left the game with an injury. She's made a couple of threes here in the fourth. A 14-0 run.
Well, Mizzou's trying to find a way to get in, but Arkansas right now, you can tell the confidence, you can tell the level of intensity has risen.
Gilbert can't hit. Poffenbarger with yet another rebound. Mizzou, 9 straight empty trips down the floor. $14 unanswered points for the Razorbacks. Closing in on 90 seconds to go. Spencer looking to put it away. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
I gotta say, you're watching Arkansas, and this is what it looks like. 6 seconds left. Spencer looking around, can't find anybody. Pulled up from deep. And the bench is all in. They are going crazy on the sideline because, like we keep saying, you know what is at stake for this game.
And has slipped away from Mizzou here in the fourth quarter. They've been outscored 20-3 by Arkansas in the fourth. Spencer with 18 points. Carr leading the way with 32. Daniels with 13. 16 unanswered points over the last 6.5 minutes.
Well, it's the balanced scoring that you're looking at, and that's one thing that Coach Neighbors said. We're not a good team when one player scores. When Barnum had, one player scores a bunch of points. We're a good team when we have balanced scoring, and you've seen that.
So the 16-0 run ends with the Gilbert basket, making it an 8-point game with 1:07 to go. Both teams are in the bonus. Michaela Daniels will go to the free throw line. 77% free throw shooter, 8th in the SEC. Free throw shooting has been outstanding for both teams here today. Arkansas is now 16 of 18 from the line.
Well, not just free throw shooting, Eric. I mean, you look across the board, field goal percentage is high, field goal percentage is high, free throw percentage is high. So both teams have been shooting the ball really well.
Clock doesn't start till Gilbert touches it, so they bought some time to get up to half court. Hanson, a good three-point shooter, will drive in for 2 and get it. Timeout called by Mizzou. 1 minute to go, and that is the final Missouri timeout. So that's critical. If they make a bucket or 2 here, they cannot advance it to the front court as they try to cut into the deficit. But there is a deficit in large part because of the balance that Tamika talked about. Carr or Daniels, everyone contributing right now.
Well, and I think a lot of it started when Spencer went out of the game. It's almost like the light clicked and players started stepping up. So, yes, the open look was Michaela Daniels, the open look down low. Chrissy Carr has been amazing, and you see the numbers right there. But I think overall for Arkansas, what they have done, they've moved the ball. We saw the one possession where almost every single player touched the ball, and that's how Arkansas is at their best.
And it's also the defense. Mike Neighbors has talked all along. We are a better defensive team. That has been kind of the narrative that they've had to find out that, well, they're an offensive team, but Mike says we are pretty good defense. And when you look at what they've done defensively here against Mizzou, Mizzou is 3 for 13 from the field in the fourth quarter. Arkansas is 7 of 13 from the field in the fourth quarter.
Well, and I also think like their offense helped spark that. So when they started knocking down those shots, we saw a different defensive intensity, because I think Mizzou did a great job early on in the game of attacking, setting screens, but adjustments have to be made throughout the game, and I think Coach Neighbors and his staff did a great job of making those adjustments, switching on some of those screens, making it a lot easier for Mizzou to get to the basket.
Think about where this game was late in the third quarter. Missouri had an 11-0 run. They took a 64-53 lead. They are up by 11 in the final minute of the third quarter, but 26-7 in favor of Arkansas since that time, including 23 of those points here in the fourth quarter.
Well, and a lot of missed bunnies, right? They missed a lot of shots, and Mama Dembele going to get called for that foul. You can't do that. And an out-of-bounds play, Michaela Daniels will go to the free throw line.
And we just saw what Daniels can do at the free throw line. She is 6 for 6 today. And she can stretch this out to a double-digit lead for Arkansas. Sarah Rose Smith coming back on for Mizzou. And I agree, you hate to see it, but that 2-on-none and then a following miss by Missouri, when they had a chance, it just felt like to stretch things out a little bit more. But we have talked since the very beginning of what's at stake here. It's that 8-9 game. There's a rivalry piece involved. There's a long losing streak for Missouri against Arkansas. All those things probably go through your mind and adds to the tension in this game.
Well, not while you're on the floor, but I think those bunnies, and you said it, they were up by 8. They missed that bunny that could have put them up by 10. And you made the comment, I wonder how this will come back later on. I mean, that's how you keep the momentum going. When you miss those bunnies in those critical time periods of the game, it changes the dynamic of the game.
So a substitution question here is being sorted out. Dembele, I think, has to stay in the game here. Troop getting ready to check in. They're just trying to sort everything out. Troop should be able to come in after this Daniels free throw, though, as she goes to the stripe here for Arkansas. Now they're going to keep Troop there. Daniels, since the injury, 11 points. Remember, when she came out here, those first couple of minutes of the quarter was not looking great.
She just needed a break. She went down. Spencer went down.
Daniels with 17 points, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Hansen, tough 2 on the fadeaway, no good. Chrissy Carr has a rebound. And Arkansas up by 10, matching their largest lead of the game. Closing in on a victory and a date with South Carolina tomorrow. Now Troop can come into the game and Dembele checks out. Well, do not forget the performance by Chrissy Carr, who had 22 points in the first half. Right now with 32 and a chance to add to it. 11 of 14 shooting, 6 of 8 from outside the three-point line. And let's just throw that in as well. 5 for 5 at the free throw line.
Well, she came out on fire, just finished it up right there. 6 for 6 now from the free throw line. And you know, it's been fun watching her. She had that look from the beginning of the game. And we were here yesterday, and one thing she said, they were shooting half-court shots. Lauren Hansen able to knock it down, but shooting half-court shot. She said, I can shoot threes, but not necessarily a three-point.
Lauren Hansen says, hang on a second, makes a 3, and the Missouri gets the tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with Arkansas. Remember, as Mississippi State gets loose to take the court Correction, Texas A&M. I knew I was going to have that problem. A&M will be the visiting team, so they've got the maroon on. Teams with the same colors. You'll see it when we bring you that game at 2:30 if you're not familiar with those two schools. A&M and Mississippi State. I think Arkansas wants a timeout to advance the basketball. They can because it's in the backcourt. There was a tie-up. I think they can advance it. Hang on 1 second. Maybe they cannot because the ball was put on the floor, and I don't think you're allowed to advance it as long as the ball was put on the floor. Even though with a tie-up, you can't take a timeout, and I think that's what the call is here. It'll be Arkansas basketball in the backcourt with 32.5 to go. See Mike Neighbors working with his longtime assistant Todd Schaefer, who's drawing up the play for Arkansas to get it in here, expecting Missouri to swarm this play. And it's been a swarm of points from Chrissy Carr this afternoon.
Yeah, Chrissy Carr all over the floor, doing what it takes to help this team advance, and started in the first half, continued all the way through the fourth quarter, but she has been phenomenal.
Carr's previous season high was 22, previous career high was 31. She's gone by that today with 34 points to pace Arkansas. Razorbacks still with a timeout remaining. They don't need to use it here to get the ball in play, and Sarah Rose Smith gets called for the foul, and Samara Spencer will go to the free throw line. Carr's got the victory dance going on a little bit here. Can't blame her. Mike Neighbors had to make sure it was a very quick slapping of hands because that right hand is caliente.
Is that why? Is that why? Seriously?
I would think so. You know, it's something. You shoot like that, Spencer can't get it to drop. But you made a great point about the balance for Arkansas, but sometimes you need a player with your tournament hopes on the line to step up. And that's what Chrissy Carr did today. And Arkansas has continued their good work at the free throw line. Their last 9 points have come from the free throw line. Frank can't get it. Erin Barnum with the rebounds. And she is fouled, and she'll shoot free throws. And the celebration is starting on the Arkansas bench.
Well, you get to celebrate today, but then you got to get ready for South Carolina tomorrow. South Carolina had been here. They just left the arena, but they've been watching and seeing what this game has looked like.
You are...
I know. My mindset is tournament time.
Looking ahead. How about five minutes to enjoy this comeback?
They will. They will. Right after this game, and you'll go through, and they'll get in the locker room, and they'll say, great job, and everybody will pat backs, and they'll go to the interview room, and then they'll turn the page and get ready for tomorrow.
One thing you would not want to turn the page on is the performance by Carr and the performance in the fourth quarter by this Arkansas team. They have a chance to put 30 on the board, although the first one is off the mark.
Well, another thing to note, Erin Barnum has not really played much this game. So getting ready and having her rested to go against tomorrow, I mean, you're going against the beast down low, and you got to be ready.
You do need some strong post play if you're going to take on South Carolina. Spencer will try to slow Gilbert down. So an area to watch, too, for Arkansas will be their treatment and recovery for Daniels and for Spencer, as Frank can't hit the three. Another rebound for Poffenbarger. 11 rebounds for Sailor Poffenbarger. Missouri will pull things back, and it's a come-from-behind win for Arkansas. Survive and advance for the Razorbacks.